welcome back to Deccan Herald. We are joined in conversation by Ashok Tandon, who has held media affairs at the PMO when Atal Bihari Vajpayee was the Prime Minister of India. He has written a book, Atal Sansmaran, which has a lot of revelations and a lot of things that we have not known about the Vajpayee years. So welcome to Deccan Herald, Ashokji.
Thank you.
Sir, in your book Atal Sansmaran, you recall a time when Vajpayee's 13-month-old government fell, and there was the idea floating around that a different NDA government be formed without Vajpayee, but Mamata Banerjee and MDMK's Vaiko had refuted, had objected. Can you take us a bit through the details?
See, after the government fell by one vote, and obviously there were efforts to, have an alternative government by the opposition. That's another chapter in the book, why alternative government could not be formed. But within the NDA, there were murmurs that if the third front government could replace Devagowda with I.K. Gujral and stake claim and again form the government, why can't the NDA do the same thing and replace the leader and also in the process get support from a couple of smaller other parties and then stake the claim? Uh, this was maybe, I'm not very sure who initiated the move, but certainly there was a move. In that process, the forces who were trying to, organize these things, they contacted other India partners, and Mamata Banerjee, Trinamool Congress was part of the NDA. She opposed it, and MDMK, Vaiko, who was also part of the NDA, they both of them opposed it tooth and nail, very vehemently, if I may use the word, because both of them are right now active in politics. They can clarify the position. But Mamata Banerjee said that no Vajpayee, no NDA government. So she literally snubbed the whole thing, scuttled the whole move, and with a very, as we all know, Mr. Vaiko is a very powerful leader. He can put across his view in a very, very forthright manner. I have known him; he's a very good friend of mine. So both of them said absolutely nothing doing. And Naveen Patnaik, who was also part of the NDA at that time, he also supported these two leaders, and that is how the whole move was scuttled.
So, during this time, you also write that during this time, Sonia Gandhi could have also had the opportunity to stake claim to form a government in lieu of Vajpayee's. But she felt betrayed at that point by CPIM leader Harkishan Singh Surjeet. Can you take us a little bit through details of that?
She did go to the president and stake claim that we have support of 272 and more will be coming. This is a very famous phrase which she said after meeting the president when she came out, and she spoke to the media also. On the one side, when she was being encouraged to form an alternative government, uh, Congress-led government supported by other parties. At the same time, what happened was Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav, a Samajwadi Party leader, and the Forward Bloc and other left allies, they said they approached the president, and Mulayam Singh very vocally said that Sonia Gandhi is not acceptable to us. So this is how the whole move was scuttled. And in the background, what I've written is that the mastermind behind this was Mr. Harkishan Singh Surjeet. He had, in fact, I stand corrected if it is wrong, that he first, initiated the move with Mrs. Sonia Gandhi that let's first topple the Vajpayee government, which they did. And then he encouraged Mrs. Sonia Gandhi that you can form the government, we have the support. So you can go and stake claim with the President of India. But behind the scene, it was he who was prompting Mulayam Singh Yadav and others not to support Sonia Gandhi. Now, when she came to know about it, she really felt betrayed. And I quoted I.K. Gujral from his book, where he said, she had cautioned Sonia Gandhi, please don't trust these people. They are not going to stand with you. But ultimately, she was betrayed, and that is also history. Everybody knows about it. And then she took a very firm stand that now she will accept only an alternative government, which is headed by the Congress. That means no third front government. And this is exactly why no alternative government could be formed. And Vajpayee continued as caretaker prime minister, and the country faced another poll, and he returned with majority and ruled for the next 5 years.
one of the book's revelations that Vajpayee ji was in contention for the post of the president. Can you take us a bit through the details?
See, obviously, the NDA had to choose a president, and for that, obviously, the talks were going on, speculation was also going on, so many names were being floating around. And during that time, there was a suggestion from within the BJP, firstly, that why not have our own man, somebody from within the BJP. And if why not Vajpayee? The proposal was initiated or mooted that can Atalji be made the president of India. Then he declined this offer and he opposed the whole move. And what is really relevant in the Indian context is, the Indian parliamentary democracy context is, the observation which he made. It is not that he declined the presidentship. Why he declined? He said in a parliamentary democracy like India, if a popular leader who is the president, prime minister of the country, through a mandate, if he uses this mandate and majority to become the president of India, it will be setting a very wrong precedent because it does not go well with the parliamentary democracy, because we have inherited the parliamentary democracy from Britain. So that kind of parliamentary democracy does not stipulate the prime minister, the popular leader of the country, who is installed with a massive mandate or a majority mandate, moving to become the president of India. And because the president of India, under the constitution, has to act on the aid and advice of the cabinet. Now, if a popular and powerful leader becomes the president, you can imagine he cannot control himself or function within the parameters of the constitution because he's a popular leader. And that is why we have this kind of institution. The president is elected through an electoral college. That means he is not a popular leader, popularly elected by the mandate of the people. That is the Lok Sabha election. So, on this very ground, he said it will set a very bad precedent. And I think he will be the last person to endorse such a move, that Prime Minister becoming a president in the Indian parliamentary democracy.
So you've also written in the book that during the Parliament attack, one of the first calls that Sonia Gandhi made was to Vajpayee ji. So I think that is also something that I would like you to speak a little bit about.
During this attack, which the Prime Minister was watching our security operations going on television, Sonia Gandhi call came and she wanted to inquire about the well-being of the Prime Minister. She said, I'm really worried about you, Mr. Prime Minister. I hope you are safe. Atalji said, well, I am at my residence watching the security operation, but I am worried about you. I thought you may be trapped in Parliament House, so I am also concerned about your well-being. So this was, the kind of relationship which the Prime Minister had with the leader of the opposition, that both of them were concerned about the well-being of each other. And that, I think, is very, very, very important, very significant gesture which Sonia Gandhi made, and it was equally reciprocated by the Prime Minister, Atalji.
So can you also give us a bit of details about Atalji's relationship with opposition leaders?
In my book, there is a whole lot of chapter about Atalji's relations with across the spectrum, and I can give you only two instances. One is his relation or equation with the former president R. Venkataraman. Now, it was Atalji's birthday, 25th of December, and suddenly the message came that Shri R. Venkataraman ji is coming to wish Vajpayee ji on his birthday. All of us were a bit surprised because Venkataraman ji, was not keeping good health. He was about 98 years old at that time. And then when we received him, he came out of the car with the help of two assistants, and he walked in and to congratulate and wish Vajpayeeji's birthday. Then everybody said, "Sir, why have you taken trouble? You're yourself not well." The comment which he made, he said, "I could not resist myself from wishing my friend happy birthday." Imagine R. Venkatraman, a former president, a all life Congress leader, Vajpayee as ex prime minister, a former president, 98-year-old, comes to wish an ex prime minister happy birthday. Now, this speaks volume of the relationship which that kind of the class of leaders had between them. So that's why I have mentioned it. So it is not merely Vajpayee's relation with the opposition leader. Venkatraman was no opposition leader because he was former president. But the kind of relationship, the kind of emotional bond these people enjoyed. So this is one instance. Then there are other so many instances of his equation and relationship with the opposition leader. One we have already discussed with Srimati Sonia Gandhi also. So like that, there are so many other instances. And he had perfect and I think the best of relations with across the spectrum. And if I may add one more anecdote, when Mr. Somnath Chatterjee, the veteran CPM leader, was made the Speaker of the Lok Sabha, if you remember,
Yes.
he visited Mr. Vajpayee, a former Prime Minister. Vajpayee ji congratulated him on his becoming the Speaker of the Lok Sabha. You know what Somnath Chatterjee said? Sir, I have been kicked up by my own party. Can you imagine a veteran CPM leader sharing his state of mind with a BJP former prime minister? No, that kind of equation Vajpayee enjoyed with so many leaders, and the leaders also had that kind of respect for him. Why should Somnath Chatterjee come and use Mr. Vajpayee's shoulder to cry on? But that was the kind of relation. And we all know he was a veteran CPM leader, all the time a critic of the BJP and even the Vajpayee government. But he came and shared what was in his mind with Mr. Vajpayee, using the phrase, "Sir, I have been kicked up by my own party." That kind of things which I have shared with the readers so that the present generation of politicians, they can learn from these veterans the kind of equation they enjoyed in their personal life.
Sir, thank you for your time and thank you for joining Deccan Herald in this conversation, sir.
Thank you very much.